Hi, my name is Shaun Boyd, and this is Insights in 5, Census Research with a Colorado Twist, Part 2. Just a quick refresher on the census from Part 1. It is a major source of tracking people through time. It's been conducted every 10 years since 1790. 1890 was lost in a fire, and it records every household and after 1850, every person in the United States. This is a sample page from the 1900 census, and you can see it's from Parker, Colorado. The header information gives the date that it was conducted. Then if you go down and look at the columns, the first column is the street name. In Parker, it was so small they didn't have street names. Many towns in Colorado did not in 1900. So Denver, Fort Collins, Pueblo, Boulder, Colorado Springs, they would have street names. Most other places did not. The next column is for the house number, followed by the number of the house that the census conducted on, and then the number of the family, because there could be multiple families living in one house. Then you get to the name column, and you'll notice that the last names don't repeat. So on line 52, the Warder family. On line 53, Julie Warder, but they didn't repeat the last name. So you can kind of scroll down quickly and see the family groupings. Next column is relationship to the head of household, followed by race, gender, month and year that they were born, their age at their last birthday. This is somewhat reliable. Marital status, including single, married, widowed, divorced, are usually the ones that are in there. Number of years married, number of children that they have given birth to, and number of those children who are still living. This is on the women's lines only. Then it's the state or country where they were born, followed by the state or country where their father was born, and the state or country where their mother was born. What year they came to the United States, and if they were not born in the U.S., how many years they've been in the U.S., and what their immigration status is. Next column is occupation, number of months unemployed. Next column is number of months in school, followed by can they read, can they write, can they speak English, and then house status as far as rented or owned. And then the next one is mortgaged or free and clear. And the next one is house or farm. And the last column is what number it is on the farm schedule. Colorado specific census tips. In 1850, the town of San Luis had not yet been established. It's the oldest town in Colorado at 1854. But the census for Taos, New Mexico in the Northern District may include people who later arrived in Colorado or who were in Colorado in 1850 but were recorded in New Mexico. The 1860 census, Colorado was part of the United States. Denver had been established, but parts of Colorado are listed in the 1860 census in Kansas, New Mexico, Utah, and Nebraska. Individuals are listed, but there's no relationship info. In 1870, Colorado is listed as the Colorado Territory in most indexes. Again, no relationship information. Then between 1880 and 1940, you just have to be aware of county boundary changes and don't get too geographically tied to a town. Some people that lived in other parts of the state also had residences in Denver, or spelling of Spanish sounding names can be complicated. Spelling of German sounding names can be complicated. You have to be flexible on your spellings. Because the 1890 census is missing, Colorado did a state census in 1885. It's very useful for finding that missing 1890 data. The recording on Ancestry is really blurry, and they mostly only used first initials. So it'll help you fill in some gaps sometimes, but it can be challenging. If you're looking for the census for free, many public libraries and the National Archives in Broomfield have Ancestry Library Edition, which includes United States and international records, so it would have the census. And then LDS Family History Centers also have access to Ancestry, and they're experts on FamilySearch.org. So if you search for Family History Centers, you can find the one closest to you. History Colorado has some help for the census in our Hart Research Center. We have a card file name index for Colorado in Kansas and Nebraska for 1860, and then we have an index to Arapahoe County, Kansas in 1860, which covers much of the central and eastern part of the state in manuscript number 639. Thank you for watching this second part of how to research the census, specifically the Colorado bits. If you're interested in future Insights in 5 programs, look for the schedule. You can also explore the History Colorado collection and support the Insights in In-Person series. Thank you.